I want to encourage you to say yes to public transport. It really surprised me in Singapore just how few Westerners were on the MRT system that we saw. Yeah, there's a few, but far fewer than I would have expected for the number of tourists that are there. It's likely the safest, cleanest and easiest system to manage for new travellers. It's even easier now that you can just use your credit card. You don't need to go and buy a special card to use on the MRT. You just swipe your credit card in and out at the entry point.
Where are we and where are we going?
We're at Maxwell's MRT station and we're going to Orchard Road.
Orchard Road, so Lucky Plaza.
That's the one.
A little bit of shopping to do. This is a new MRT station, well, relatively new. First time we've been on it, the brown one.
The maps might take a little bit of getting used to, but there's just a couple of things to remember. You figure out which one you're staying on and you look at the colours and you work with that and you look at the different places you want to go, so just familiarise yourself with the different areas of Singapore. When you want to get on a train, you look for the end point of where you're going that train goes to, and you look for the train that's going in that direction. And it's not a great big deal if you get it wrong. It's pretty easy to figure out once you're on the train and you see where it stops, and you can get off at any stop and get back on a train going the other way. So it can be a learning curve.
Look at all those tiles, it's nuts. We think about what it costs to tile a bathroom. And there's hundreds of these stations. There's not many people going to Woodland North. I think that's the direction we want to go in. Singaporeans are so helpful. What you can't find out here, you can't find out anywhere.
The Singapore trains are really clean. You're not allowed to eat or drink on them. And obviously very safe. Singapore as a whole is such a safe place to be. We were in Singapore for a total of 5 days and we spent on average $10 a day for the two of us. So that's $5 a day to get around all over the place. It was really good. One of the other things I enjoyed is, I mean, apart from some of those stations are quite new and they've got some great artwork and things along the way. You will do a lot of walking, even if you're going up and down escalators and down tunnels. You'll get quite a lot of walking in, which is good. And for the Gardens by the Bay, it was quite interesting. When we arrived, there were groups of young people hanging around, sitting down with their bags. And we thought, oh, what seems to be a hangout place, you know, next to the mirrors. But on our way back, we discovered why. And here's a little taste of why the young people use the MRT tunnels by Gardens by the Bay as their meeting point.
It's been 10 years.
on to London. Pretty similar thing applies as far as getting familiar with the map. I'd have to say it's a lot busier, it's not as clean, there are all sorts on the train, and a huge mixture of people will use the London Underground. Some of the trains are clean and new, some of them not so much. Same with the stations. Some of the stations' trains are air conditioned, some not. And we did, strike some busy patches, but that's okay, standing room only, squeezing into the gaps, but it works the same way. Look for the final destination and follow that. Now in London, there are also on the outer parts, there's the main underground trains. Then there are also some that travel overland for distances within the London district. The overground, the DLR are a couple of the ones that we went on. And so you get to see a little bit of London from a different perspective, which I definitely quite enjoyed. Looking out across the rooftops, having an idea of exactly where you were in relation to other things. So yeah, travelling on those, like the one from West Brompton. The DLR took us down to Limehouse in the docks area, which was really cool, and yeah, different perspective. So again, in London, use your credit card. Swipe in. When you're on those other trains, sometimes you need to swipe out. Same with the buses. You can use the buses with just the same. A lot of the times you don't need to swipe out on the buses. And even though we possibly may have done it wrong sometimes, we did a lot of travelling about on the trains for $14 a day for the two of us, so $7 each, which I think is pretty good value for getting about London and seeing the places you want to see. We also did a short north of London trip up to Wellingborough, and we went through King's Cross St Pancras. This is a very new station, built certainly within the last 10 years, and the reason it was so busy is that they also have the Eurostar arriving there, and we were actually there just at the end of the Olympics, so there was a hang of a lot of people coming and going and heading out on trains in different directions.
Sheffield, due to latest platform, passengers for Chesterfield should board across 8 coaches. This train is called...
So yeah, I encourage you, try it out. There's so much information available that can help you navigate the underground systems, not just Singapore and London, but in other countries around the world, underground and overground trains, and it's a great way to travel. For instance, I've just booked a train to the next city in Portugal, less than €4 each. So what's that, about $6 each to go for a 40-minute train trip tomorrow. So really, that's really good value, the best way to go.